So, you want to build a house in Bloxburg? Well, you're in luck. I'm going to give you guys 5 super helpful tips in order to build a realistic and gorgeous house in Bloxburg. Let's get started. So, step one, don't go into building with a vision. I know that seems very different from what people might tell you, but when you go in with a vision, you're gonna feel constricted in what you build. That means you might not wanna do something, you might not wanna try something because it's not what you had in mind. Don't do that. Let your creativity run wild. So, with this house, I knew 2 things I wanted to do. I want to spend around 15 to 20K, and I want it to be 1 story house. And I want to show you the difference between building something with pieces of the wall that come out rather than building a house that is just a square or one shape. So, if you can see, I would choose the one on the left because there's more depth to the house. You don't want just a block of a house unless you're building like a colonial style house, but I'd say that's for more experienced builders. So start with this, build multiple squares next to each other. You see how these are all just squares put together? And now I have a bunch of different rooms in this house as well. So give that a try. Build a bunch of different squares next to each other. And eventually, you will build a super unique style of a house. Look at that. But again, I'm only doing 15K and 20K, so I'm going to get rid of that other half that I just built. But that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, start with the outside and then move to the inside. So let me show you what I mean. So, as you can see, I'm starting with decorating the exterior first, which leads me into my next tip, number 3, which is don't be afraid of textures and color. As you can see, I put these plants down and I immediately started coloring them and texturizing them. So when you get to that step of coloring and texturing, try many different things. Try, for example, a dark red and brick. You don't like it? That's okay. You can try something different, which also leads me to my step number 4, which is trial and error is your absolute best friend when building a house. It's okay if you need to go back. It is totally fine. Nobody's gonna arrest you for it. Take all the time you need, take all the trial and error that you need. So, I'm gonna finish the exterior and then I will move to step number 5. So, as you can see, I went through many different colors of the door, of the wall, before I landed on the one that I thought really suited this build. Oops, let me fix that. There you go. So, I'm gonna say, is my exterior fully done? No, but I have a baseline of what the house looks like, and you can always go back and fix it again. So now that I have finished the exterior of the build, I want to reiterate the first 4 steps. 1, don't go into building with a vision. Let your creativity run wild. Don't be afraid of colors and texture. The best houses are the most random color coordinations that look super, super good when put together. 3, trial and error is your best friend. Don't be afraid of going back and fixing something. It's totally okay. And then 4, start outside and then move inside because it's always better to get a good baseline before moving in. So now that we've done the first 4 steps, I waited until we were finished with the exterior to move into the interior because step 4 is to start with a corner. So when you're decorating a room, it's very difficult to start from the center and then move outwards because it can get very messy and very sporadic. So start with a corner, and when you feel really good about how that corner looks, move to the next corner and make sure that you have all 4 corners done before moving into the center of the room. So I will show you what I mean by that. So as you can see, I have 4 different rooms here: a living room, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a bedroom. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some doors in to define those rooms. So I'm going to put my kitchen in this room, the living room will be here, bathroom, and the bedroom. So now that I have defined those, I'm going to start with putting some flooring into the room that I want to decorate first, which is going to be the living room. All right, and now that I have that baseline, I'm gonna start with a corner. And once I feel really good about how that corner looks, I will move on to the next one. Let me show you what I mean. So I started with this corner right here, and now I feel really, really good about it. So I'm gonna move to another corner, probably the one in the opposite direction because there's not really a lot of space over here. Okay, so that is another corner of this room done. And pretty much there were only 2 corners for me to decorate or so. But as you can tell, I utilized all of the tips that I gave you. Don't be afraid of color and texture. Don't go in with a vision. So, give these tips a try, guys. Let me know how they are, if they work for you, and definitely stay tuned because I will be giving you other tips on how to decorate. Those are just tips on how to build, but stay tuned for the video 5 tips on how to decorate in Bloxburg. I'll see you in the next video.